Wait. Let's start from the beginning. During the last semester of my civil engineering degree in Brazil, I decided that after my graduation, I wanted to take an extra step. So with the full support of my longtime adventure partner, in February of 2016, I started a master degree in structural engineering in Sydney. And that's how we moved to Australia, with the plan of staying over for at least 2 years.
What an experience! Even though we didn't own a house in Brazil, we had everything you can imagine that you could fit inside of one, plus 2 bicycles, a car, and a sailboat. Our plan was simple: try to sell everything we could, give away things we couldn't sell, and restart life with as little as possible. Of course, a new life is always exciting, and this time wasn't different, but it was also a bit hard. We had only a few weeks to find a place to live while we stayed at our friend's apartment. To get worse, Duca's classes started just a week after we arrived. While Duca was at the university, in order to get used to the language, I was studying an English intensive course. And as you can see, this part of the plan worked.
It's amazing how quick we've got our lives moving. In a couple weeks, we've got a place to live, classes, exams, friends, and I even got a job delivering food by bicycle. By the way, that was the most fun thing I did on our 5 months in Sydney. Yep, as you can tell, we are not in Australia anymore. But wait, let's get back to Sydney. It's crazy how life sometimes goes so different than we plan. In the beginning, I had such a good impression of the university. The technological support they had was so different than back in Brazil. But after a while, I started to realize that that was not everything. Like in many other places, the course I had applied to was too theoretical, and even though it was called Master of Professional Engineering, it seemed like I was being prepared to become a researcher, and I wasn't looking for that. At this point, we realized that we were studying or working 7 days a week and that the dream of an Australian quality of life wasn't happening for us. At least, not at that time.
Sometimes in life, we make decisions that can affect us for a long time. So, after we make our minds about something, it's always hard to go back and change the plans. Well, but sometimes that becomes necessary.
This was one of those times, and luckily I was not alone. After weeks and weeks thinking and talking, we finally decided. With the huge economical and political crisis going on in Brazil, there was no point in going back to our country without a plan. So instead of that, we decided to take a few sabbatical months and travel until the end of 2016. To make it short, we took 120 days to travel to some places where we thought it would be relaxing enough or cheap enough for us to stop and take the time to reflect about our own lives and decide what we want to do from 2017 and on. And that's how we moved from Sydney to Bali.
I hope you all have enjoyed this part of our journey. See you guys next week when we start exploring Bali.